don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing...
You've been called an anti-Semite more than anyone else at this table.
Yeah.
And people would sit there and... No, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that...
Did you just say I should die?
You should not...
No,
Did you just say I should be killed?
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say that.
Hold on.
Did your guest just say I should be killed on live TV?
I said I hope you...
Guys, let me just stop.
You said you hope my beeper doesn't go off.
Because you said I'm a big supporter
of the Palestinians.
Of Hamas?
Guys, let me stop.
Palestinians.
Are you?
Am I what? No, of course I'm not.
I apologize.
Are you a racist, violent person inciting violence against
Ryan,
me?
That's disgusting. That is completely...
No, I apologize.
Good job, CNN. Let's have first block say the Muslim guy should be blown up on TV.
Don't say then I apologize. You literally...
I thought he said Hamas. I apologize.
You didn't think I said Hamas. I said I supported Palestinian rights.
Yes, I did.
Why? Because when you hear
What's
Palestinian,
funny is Rudy Giuliani said this yesterday, so you're a great guest to be here to defend Rudy Giuliani.
I wasn't going to entertain nonsense today, and so at this point,
this is what we're in now. This is America in 2024.
Here's what I will say.
Forget the racism.
That's right.
It's I should
That's
die.
right.
I didn't say that. You should die.
What does beeper mean? Don't give me your fake
ignorance. I did not say you should die.
Why did you say with my beeper go?
So what did you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper?
I said
you can pause.
Okay, this video is going viral right now, and it low-key, no, not even low-key, high-key, it pissed me off a lot, and I really had to respond to this. Not only because Mehdi Hassan, and I really enjoy his content, but mainly because of how PBD Podcast responded to this clip. And I'm going to play this reaction in just a few seconds here. But I just wanted to say that I enjoy watching PBD Podcast. I genuinely do, and I know many of you might disagree with that. Majority of their content I like to watch, and their opinions I think are reasonable, but they are so ignorant, so ignorant on the Israel-Palestine thing. It really grinds my gears. Especially one of the panelists here, and you're gonna see that in a little bit. Now, first of all, this joke was stupid. Like, I get it, okay. Even where at best it's a joke, it's a horrible joke, and it's very horribly timed. They're not in a funny environment where they're throwing jokes at each other. This is literally in the middle of a debate. Not a good time for a joke. I'm telling you from past experience. Let's continue and see how PBD Podcast responds to this.
So, Adam, thoughts on this?
Well, here's another joke, parody, sarcasm that gets taken way too literally, just like the Puerto Rico garbage situation. Look, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. So you want to kill me, right?
This guy is so annoying. First of all, he gives little to no input in the show. He is the most ignorant one in PBD Podcast, and that's why no one likes this guy, Adam Sosnick. Second, he is always so ignorant, and he changes his viewpoints all the time. So, hold on. He's like, well, first of all, I can't stand his voice. I don't know what you guys, and I don't want to get all personal here, but I can't stand his voice. It's always so hoarse for some reason. I don't know if I'm the only one who's noticed that. Maybe you've noticed it as well. But his views on the whole Israel-Palestine thing is so off. And that's because, obviously, he's Israeli, he's Jewish and everything. But his views are so off. So this is actually very serious, okay? And I'm going to explain to you why. And it's not what Mehdi Hassan said. Mehdi Hassan, I think in the heat of the moment, he kind of said the wrong thing. He basically said, oh, did you just say you want me to die? Did you just say you want me to die? I don't think that's actually what was so offensive about that joke. I think what was so offensive is that Mehdi Hassan said he supports the Palestinians, and then this guy just said, oh, hope your beeper doesn't go off. So basically, he's equating, let's take a minute to analyze this. Whose beepers went off? It was Hezbollah terrorists, right? We all agree on that? It's pretty black and white? Okay. So he's equating Mehdi Hassan, who said, I support Palestinians, with, oh, hope your beeper doesn't go off. So basically, in other words, what he's saying is that if you support the Palestinians and their cause, then you're a terrorist. That's what's so offensive. And that's what no one here seems to really say in an eloquent manner. And that's what PBD Podcast does not understand. It's really annoying and it really grinds my gears.
I can understand why you're making that connection. I just thought he was being funny and quick. And
that's not a good time to be funny. And also, these same guys are all Donald Trump supporters, which, by the way, I have nothing against it, Donald Trump supporters. But at the same time, these people get so offended if you're like, oh, you like Donald Trump? You must be a Nazi. Like, that assumption, they hate that. Yet they basically did much worse. And keep in mind, this is actually a pretty sensitive topic in my opinion, and I'm going to tell you why. So Israel does this whole operation that was, I think, over a decade long, which is pretty impressive, where they get into the beepers of these terrorists and they blow them all up, and they actually kill a lot of innocent people around them as well too, a lot of innocent civilians. Now that's cool and all, they're terrorists. Okay, it's black and white. Now what happens when it's more of a gray area? Like, for example, let's say you support something that isn't in Israel's best interest. Let's say you support the Palestinians and their cause. Let's say you believe that they should have their own state. Let's say they should live in dignity. Let's say all these things about Palestinians. So that's against Israel's best interests. And what if they start calling you a terrorist then? Because you see a lot of people saying this rhetoric. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times on this podcast actually where they equate and conflate a Palestinian flag with a Hamas flag. Like, are you stupid? Are you that ignorant? You don't know the difference? That's a Palestinian flag. That's been there for a very long time. And when you start to equate anyone who supports Palestinians with, oh my God, he's a terrorist, then now Israel, what if they start thinking about doing that operation with those kinds of people that just support the Palestinians? That's when it becomes a slippery slope and it's a gray area. Now, back to these guys, what if their life was in potential danger just because they supported Donald Trump? Like, that's kind of like, I'm giving you the equation, the equivalence. So I don't think it's something to really make a joke out of. I think it's pretty serious. And it kind of pisses me off how Adam's just like, oh, it's nothing serious. They're just, no. For most of your opinions, I agree with you guys. Many of your opinions, I agree. But this one is just, you guys are so lost here.
I'm just trying to mess around and antagonize the guy a little bit. But ironically, I love this conversation.
Especially, okay, sorry, I just had to interrupt one more time. Especially when you're Mehdi Hassan and you have been one of the most vocal supporters of the Palestinian cause and the genocide that's going there. He's very vocal. He's a great debater. Him, Sami Hamdi, these two have been doing so much work in that area. You become a target for sure. So it's very brave of them. And I'm sure there are people that threaten them all the time in their DMs. I would not be surprised. So when you make a joke like that, it's really bad taste. It's really bad taste. Okay, I'm done with my rant. Let's continue.
Why? Because these are the types of conversations that you can't literally have in most countries that support Hamas, Hezbollah, these types of regimes. So at least the beauty of America, knock on wood, we still have free speech where you can get on mainstream media and advocate your side, even if you're supporting terrorists, whatever it is.
See, again, that subtlety. Even if you're supporting terrorists, are you serious? Mehdi Hassan said he supports the Palestinians. Like, conflating the two as one is so ignorant. So ignorant.
And state your case. I think this is the beauty of America, that it doesn't exist in that part of the world.
But
I'll give him that, though. The freedom of expression, that's only America, baby.
The guy on the left, I don't. I honestly
Mehdi Hassan.
Mehdi Hassan, is he, when he's saying he's pro-Palestine, but is he like pro-Israel to the?
This is another thing. Vinny, I like him. I like this guy. He is the only one that shows a different opinion on this. And I think in this sense, he was truly ignorant about who Mehdi Hassan is. I encourage him to go watch him. Mehdi Hassan is an excellent debater. And yeah, I think he's just a little ignorant. He doesn't know who Mehdi Hassan is.
See all that chanting? Is that where he's at?
I can't speak for him, but I'm assuming he's used the phrase from the river to the sea.
Okay. Well, what he was.
I can't speak for him, but I'll speak for him.
Well, what he was saying was, he goes, well, I'm supporting the Palestinian people. Him saying, well, did your beeper go off? Is basically saying, well, if you're that, then Israel's coming after you. That has nothing to do with him threatening his life. But these are the type of panels where it's 6-on-1. I wouldn't even go on this type of panel, but it's just a shouting.
Here's how I see this. That was a sarcastic, offhand comment that wasn't in perfectly good taste.
I agree with Tom over there. BizDoc, I like him. He's actually probably the smartest and most reasonable on the panel. I think he's extremely smart. So he's a little biased too, but I think he likes to stay safe as well politically. So yeah, it was bad taste for sure.
But you know what? They loved it. They loved it because it allows them to be outraged, to be offended, to respond. Because when they don't have substance and we don't.
I mean, I think personally, I think they had every reason to be outraged, and that guy ended up getting canceled or whatever. So that's good. He got banned from that channel. That's good to hear. Anyways, I hope you really enjoyed that video. Sorry, this is something that I really just had to let out of my system because PBD Podcast views on Israel Palestine, it's just so annoying and so ignorant. And I wanted to give my point of view. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.